Hi, welcome back everyone. If this is your first time here, welcome to Bulldog Frenchies. I'm Andrea. My husband Mario and I have been raising French Bulldogs for over a decade. We are not hobbyists. This is our life's work. We pour everything we have into every single puppy that is born here. If you missed our first live stream, just go back and watch it. It will tell you everything about who we are, why we do what we do. But tonight, we're gonna get into some really good stuff. I wanna take you guys inside the very first 8 weeks of a puppy's life here at Bulldog Frenchies. So, what do we do? Why do we do it? And why do those 8 weeks matter more than people realize? So let's get into it. So it all starts before the puppies come into the world. Mario and I are already preparing weeks before mom goes into labor. The whelping area is set up, the temperature is controlled, everything is clean, calm, and ready. Because how a puppy enters the world really sets the tone for everything that comes after. So week 1 and 2 are what we call the red zone in our house. These babies cannot see, they cannot hear, they cannot regulate their own body temperatures. So they're completely dependent on their mom and of course us. We take that very seriously, like really seriously. We have incubators here with oxygen available. Because those first few days are critical, we don't want to take any chances. We also run humidifiers, and here is why that matters. Newborn puppies cannot regulate their body temperatures or their hydration yet. So the humidifier keeps the air moist, which takes so much, it's easier for them to breathe pretty much. It prevents their tiny little airways from drying out. It helps them stay warm. It reduces moisture the first few days. We keep the humidity specifically with our incubator right around 40 to 50%, which really creates a stable and comfortable environment for our babies. Every detail matters in the red zone, every detail. And I want to take a moment just to be real with you guys. We don't just put our puppies in a cardboard box with mom and say, hey, hope for the best. That is not who we are here. That's not what we do here. We are not backyard breeders. We are professionals who have dedicated over a decade of our lives to this breed. Every single piece of equipment, every protocol, every sleepless night, and trust me, there is lots of them, and they're about ready to start, is proof of that commitment. So when you bring a Bulldog Frenchie into your home, you're bringing home a puppy that was fought for from the very first moment that that little baby came into this world. We think that matters. I mean, I know that matters. So now we're here. I want you guys to understand how we handle personally mom during this time. We absolutely allow her to be with her babies. She is their mom and she loves them, and that bond is everything to us. We understand that, but we also need to let her recover. She just did something super incredible and her body needs to heal. She needs support through that whole process. And what that looks like with us here at Blue Buddha, every 2 hours, 24 hours a day, we bring the puppies down to mom to nurse. That's right, you heard it right. Every 2 hours around the clock, we take shifts. We do not miss a feeding. Some of you guys might be thinking right now, why not just leave them with mom? That's their mom. And it's a good question. And honestly, we get asked this question a lot. So I'm going to tell you the truth. When mom is recovering, and especially when we have smaller puppies in the litter, we cannot guarantee that every single puppy is gaining weight. They need so much, and we need to make sure that they get that. Smaller puppy gets pushed aside, it can get overlooked, it can go hours without nursing, and we would never personally even know it. We are not willing to take that risk, not with a puppy, not ever. So by bringing them to mom every 2 hours ourselves, we can see exactly who's nursing, we can see how long, and we can make sure every little baby is getting the nutrition that they need to grow and thrive for our families that are waiting for them. It's a lot of work for us, but there's something else that we do after every single feeding that most people do not know about. So for the first 2 to 3 weeks, these puppies cannot go to the bathroom on their own. That is true. They cannot do it. Their bodies are not ready yet. So after every feeding, we have to manually stimulate each puppy to help them go. Mom will, of course, help us, but not always. It's not glamorous, but it's absolutely necessary. We do not do this. The babies will not be able to eliminate, and that can become dangerous very quickly. The other reason is just someone hands-on, around the clock, being near the puppies, knowing it's happened is super essential. These puppies, every single step of the way, need the guidance. But what we do exactly, this is what we signed up for, and we're fine with that. So between feedings, puppies are in the incubators. These incubators are set very specific temperatures. Because these babies cannot regulate their own body temps, we started off at a specific degrees, and then we lower that temperature each day to get them slowly acclimated to the room temperature that they're eventually going to go in. We typically keep ours around 78 to 80 degrees. I use a Dyson heater in here that controls that. It runs constantly. It keeps the environment exactly where it needs to be. It's not accidental. None of this is accidental. Every single thing that we do in the red zone is intentional. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. The job of the first 2 weeks that we have is every puppy we want to make sure they're nursing well. We want to make sure they're staying warm. They're gaining weight. Every single puppy must gain weight. That's not optional for us. It's non-negotiable. A puppy's not gaining weight. They need our help. We catch that early because we are with those puppies after every single feeding. Some puppies we have to weigh after every single feeding. So we also do a stimulation with the puppies around 2 weeks. We gently exercise them every single day. Things that gently holding them in different positions, brief temperature exposure, very subtle sensory input, but it's huge. It sounds small, but research behind it has been significant. It helps the puppies handle stress better. It helps them become more confident, more adaptable dogs. We have been doing this for years, and we believe in it completely. So week 3, that's when things start to get really exciting. Puppies begin to open their eyes, their ears begin to open, they start to wobble around, discover the world for the very first time. This is one of my absolute favorite weeks, is watching a puppy experience the sounds and the sights for the very first time. There's nothing like it. We start introducing the gentle sounds during like week 3, soft music, normal household noises. We want to make sure that puppies understand that the world is a safe place and those sounds are normal and that people are good. And here, something else that we start week 3 that I'm really passionate about, litter box training. And I know a lot of you guys love that. Yes, we litter box train every single puppy here at Blue Buddha Frenchies. I do start that around 3 weeks of age. And I know that might surprise some of you, but you got to hear me out because trust me, it's a game changer. Starting this early gives them, the puppies, a head start to feeling good in that moment where they come home to you and they're happy and healthy and confident. Whether you plan to transition them to going outside or you want to keep them in their litter box, it does not matter. Either way, this process really sets them up for potty training success. It builds the habit early, and it teaches them to go in designated spots, and it makes your life so much easier right from day one, which is really important to us at Blue Buddha. We feel strongly about this, and we want to dedicate our entire future to stream on it. So we will get that in this future, I promise. Week 4 is when socialization really begins. This is when Mario and I start spending even more time on the floor with the puppies, in the whelping pen. You'll see us on there, holding them, talking to them, letting them explore. This is when we start introducing them to different textures under their feet as well, different surfaces, different sensations. Because a puppy's never felt a surface, on their paws, they're going to be nervous for the first time, especially when they feel something different. So we don't want that for our puppies at all. We want them to be curious. We want them to be brave. We want them to be ready. Feeding transition also begins around week 4. This is when it gets fun. Mom has been doing the heavy lifting up until now, and we start introducing soft puppy food, which we call mush at this stage. We watch how each puppy eats. We make sure everybody's getting enough. We adjust, of course, if it's needed. And by week 5 or 6, these puppies are literally little personalities. They are wrestling, they're barking for the first time. This is when they really start to see who each puppy is. We got the bold one, we got the snuggle one, we got the one that's got to investigate everything, and of course we got the little one that's got to be a boss of everyone. And we start introducing them to more people, our kids, family, so they can see different energy, different faces, different people. We want our puppies to feel comfortable before they ever leave here to go to their forever families. That's the goal. It's not just a healthy puppy. The goal is to have a confident puppy as well, who trusts people, who can go on walks with their new home and their family. Like, I got this, I'm good. So around week 7 and 8, that's where we are doing a lot of our preps. Vet visit, making sure each puppy is healthy. We start talking to families, preparing them for this transition, sending them home with information so they feel confident. And from the second the puppy walks through that door, we do not just want to hand you a puppy and say, hey, see you later. No, that's not how we are. We're here, we're available for years. Anything you guys need, we're always here. That is the Blue Buddha way. It's always been the Blue Buddha way. And I want you guys to know that every single thing that I've shared with you literally comes from over a decade of doing this. It's not from a book, and I mentioned this last time, it's not from a course, it's from real experiences, real puppies, and real families. So how about we open it up? You guys want to ask some questions in the comments? I will look and try to guess what you guys are saying on the screen, and bear with me as I'm reading them. What do you guys want to know? Ask me anything. We would love to hear from you. Hello. Yes, so tube feeding is absolutely a thing. So when a puppy is struggling, the puppy cannot nurse on mom, they're very weak, we have to tube feed that puppy. We have to make sure that puppy is getting proper nutrition, and we have to measure each feeding out with them. It's not just like mom where 90% of her milk is water. So they're able to feed forever on mom. Formula is much different. You have to be very careful because it can actually mess up their guts and cause residual in the bottom of their gut. So we have to be very careful when we do the tube feeding with them. But that's absolutely, definitely necessary sometimes. Come on, guys, give us some questions. We'll wait a little bit for people to jump on here and ask some questions. And also, I am going to do an educational stream on tube feeding. We'll have that, I'm not going to say exactly when, but it'll definitely happen with one of our live streams. Oh, we love you guys too. Appreciate you guys so much. And at the end of the live, I show you our beautiful babies that were born today. Peanut Butter and Kumiko. Welcome 3 stunning, beautiful boys to this world. They have been a blessing so far. Since they've been home, I mean, we've had several feedings, obviously, with them. They are standing up. They are so strong, and they are little chunkers already, and that is the best litters. So, does anybody have any more questions until we get to the next topic? Trying to look at it and go back and forth with you guys. And of course, I will answer some in the comments as well after if we get. So yes, they do stay with us for 8 weeks. So the first 8 weeks is the best time. That's us preparing the puppy to go to their forever families, making sure that they are confident and truly amazing, and of course healthy. That is our number one concern. I always say the first 2 weeks, I always tell my families, the first 2 weeks, as we said with the red zone, it's also the most critical. The first 2 weeks, a puppy can look and be doing amazing, and then it can turn a different way very, very quickly. So the first 2 weeks, I'm focused on making sure these puppies are thriving, they're eating, they're gaining, and that's my number one goal, so that these puppies can get past the 2-week mark, and then I really start to be able to relax, like, okay, they're doing great. And we do that all for our families. We know our families are waiting for these puppies, they're counting on us, so that is super important. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and go to the next part of the topic, and I'll answer questions after, of course. First of all, thank you guys so much for being here tonight. You guys, it truly means so much to us. This is exactly what this community is all about with Frenchies. We're trying to give you real information, real conversation, real love for this breed. And speaking of what's coming next, our next live stream is going to be something special. I'm going to be taking you guys behind the scenes. I'm going to give you a full nursery tour, a real day in the life of us here at Blue Buddha. You guys are going to see exactly where our puppies live, how we move throughout our day, what it really looks like, and how we do this and what level we do it at. No filters, no fluff, just real life here at Blue Buddha. It's going to be amazing. You guys are definitely not going to want to miss it. And here's something I'm also really excited to share with you guys. We are going to be going live once a week, every single week, right here with you guys. So if you're here every week, we want you to be here. If you can't, you can go back and watch it. But on top of that, we're going to be running live puppy cams. You're going to be able to watch these babies grow in real time. During our lives, at special moments throughout the week, we'll be turning the cams on so you can, go check them out as the babies grow, while they're feeding. So make sure you are subscribed and just turn on the bell so that way you guys get an alert when we do go live. Links for everything that we've talked about are in the comments, of course. And we also have our Amazon storefront in the comments. Everything that we use here in the nursery is all on there, and our puppy families. We have a whole section for them. And then we also have our beginner guide for Frenchies on our website. Everything is waiting for you in the comments right now. Go check them out so you don't not miss one thing. Thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts for caring about these puppies as much as we do. We'll definitely see you guys again, and trust me, it's going to be amazing, specifically with our incubator. And I'm going to show you a couple of our puppies right now that were born today. A little sneak peek. Yes, Jenna, we are still feeding Life's Abundance. We've been feeding Life's Abundance for a little over 7 years now. It has been amazing for our dogs. Prior to that, I was constantly switching food, and I did all the research so my families didn't have to, and it's definitely something that we have stuck with, and it's done amazing for our families. Yeah, give me the other color too. Oh, look it! Look at the little boo-boo-boo-boos! So we have this little baby boy. Look it! Okay. And then we got this little guy, and his name is Oliver, already named by his amazing family, who already has a puppy from us. They're like, wait a minute, we just ate!
I'll put these two up and I'll get you the other one.
Yeah. They're adorable, and they're doing so good, you guys. You can do the hard food and you can also do a topper. That's no problem at all. That's fantastic. And then we got this little guy, it's the last one. It's hard to tell if they're, so of course cream covers their coat. If they're like a lilac and tan and they see a cream, people automatically think it's a white or it's a cream. But sometimes they're called platinums, where they're basically just a lilac and tan covered in cream, or they can be a chocolate and tan covered in cream. So I really won't know until they start opening their eyes. But see, they're beautiful and they're super healthy. I'll give it back to Mario. Okay. All right, guys, that's a wrap. We got our feeding here in about another hour and a half, and we will be coming live to you again. And actually, this next feeding, we are going to be live while the puppy is feeding. The puppies are feeding with mom. So there's not going to be a mic on, so you won't be able to answer. I mean, you can ask questions, of course, in the comments, and we'll get back to you. But you're not going to be able to hear anything. You're just going to watch us and how the puppies feed, what we do, and then I'm also going to be stimulating the puppies. Kumiko is an excellent mom. Thank you, Lord. Sometimes you get moms that just don't want to lick, which is okay. But she does. She is an excellent mom. She likes to clean the puppies. We, of course, just have to make sure that they fully go. So I'll be doing that here. Give us about an hour and a half or so, but just keep your alerts on. And once we go live, you guys will get a notification. All right, you guys have an amazing evening, and we appreciate every single one of you guys.